I reach Director Van Helsing just as he sends off the last group. The director's eyes start back and forth between the battle with the bat hybrids overhead and the fighting going on in the hallway. He frowns when he notices me, but it doesn't last long. Hurry and catch up with the others. I duck through the doorway. The agents have stopped this last group from making a run for the elevators because a group of scary-looking gorilla hybrids are close to breaking through the line of agents protecting the escape route. I recognize Elsie's brown curls and white researcher coat in the group and take the spot next to her. Her eyes are wide and panicked. She nearly jumps out of her skin when I throw my arms around her. "Oh, thank goodness," she says. "I've tried to wait for you, but Director Van Helsing made me leave." "Thanks," I say. Elsie shrieks as a gorilla hybrid gets frighteningly near, but it's beaten back by a female agent with a laser whip. That was too close. Elsie clutches my jacket. "Are we going to be okay?" "Definitely," I say. As soon as the words leave my mouth, a sea of beige appears over Elsie's shoulder, and a wave of wilderness rangers from creature control charge out of the lobby, each with a flaming bird perched on their arm. "Phoenixes!" Elsie exclaims. In one synchronized motion, wilderness rangers point out targets, and the birds take off, colliding against hybrids and exploding on impact. As soon as the fiery ashes hit the floor, the birds reform and strike again. The agents use the attacks to get the advantage in the battle, pushing the hybrids farther up the hall. "Kids, get to the lobby!" yells an agent. None of us need to be told a second time. A wave of relief surges through me as we start down the hall to the bottom of the U, away from the danger. I turn to get one last look at the fighting and freeze. A masked figure in black sprints across the ceiling, straight toward the hybrids. Only none of the beasts attack. If anything, they're clearing a path. I gasp. Moore's apprentice. This has to be. The figure is down the hall in seconds, headed into the hallway leading to the Great Vault. No one else seemed to notice, except Dylan, who turns and gives chase. No! What's he thinking? But I already know the answer. This is his chance to not only stop this, but to prove Maria isn't a traitor. "Amari!" shouts Elsie. "What are you waiting for?" A terrible knot settles in my gut. We aren't just being attacked. I think we're being robbed. Elsie's eyes go wide and she glances down the hall in the direction of the Great Vault. "You two by the door," shouts a junior agent near the entrance to the lobby. Either come on or we're leaving you behind." It's now or never. I turn to Elsie. "Go on without me." "Whatever you're thinking, don't do it," she replies. "You'll get yourself hurt." That's what I'm afraid will happen to Dylan. I won't let him do this alone. One of the agents shouts, "Hold on the position, the hybrids are retreating." But they aren't retreating, not really. They've backed up to form a wall in front of the Great Vault. That can't be coincidence. I still have on my sky sprints. "I know what I'm doing," I say, and dash up the nearest wall. I keep close to the ceiling, away from the fighting below. Someone calls my name, but I can't turn around. I have to get to the vault before it's too late. The old wooden door protecting the Great Vault is wide open. A shiver creeps down my back. That door is supposed to be impenetrable. I drop to the floor and run inside. The vault is a wide, dark place with little spotlights shining down on long rows of pedestals. It reminds me of the pedestals in our first tryout. I look around for Dylan the intruder, but I don't see anyone. "Mori!" Dylan steps into the spotlight of a pedestal. "There's someone else in here." "I saw. How did they get past the door?" Dylan shakes his head. "It was open when I got here." We step further into the vault, looking for some sign of the intruder. "Looking for me?" A voice whispers into my ear. I spin around to find a girl dressed in all black, backing away from me. She fades into the shadows. "Dylan, over here!" He's at my side in an instant. "What happened?" "I saw the thief," I say with a shiver. She was right behind me. Dylan points his stun stick out in front of him. You know you're in here. You might as well come out. The thief snaps her fingers and all the spotlights shut off at once. She's a technologist, says Dylan. That must be how she got in. Are you two trainees going to arrest me? She teases. Dylan gasps. What? I ask. What is it? Omari, he stutters. I know that voice. Shouts pull my eyes to the door. Blinding overhead lights click on. There! Agent Fiona calls, and a crowd of agents rushes in our direction. Dylan Peters, says Dylan Van Helsing. What on earth are you doing here? There was a girl in black, I say quickly. Dylan looks sick. Dad, it's above us, someone shouts. The girl in black races along the ceiling and the agents fire blast after blast, but none of them even comes close. When she reaches the hallway, she drops to the floor and pulls off her mask. Gasps ring out from the agents around me. And that will be the end of Omari and the Night Brothers. I'll see you next time with another book. Bye!